Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hello. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Friday. What y'all got going on? Clearly, I have a wash day waiting for me. My hair has grown like so much. But it needs a good washing. Look at this. I can't even get it to sit still. Okay. Well, let me leave it alone because it's gonna look crazy if I keep messing with it. How are you all? Say hi when you come in so I know that you're here. I want to chat with you a little bit. We're gonna recap the year together, even if it's 2 months early, because why not? I feel like we've all had enough of 2020. So why not recap the year, all the good things that are happening, everything we're super excited about, and then the things that are coming in 2021. And then I really want to talk to you guys about what you guys want to see, what you're interested in. Hey, Pete. Um, and kind of go from there. So I'm really, really, really excited that you guys are going to join me tonight. I promise not to be on long, but I really wanted to do this end of the year recap with you all because it feels right because the holidays are coming. And I'll be honest with you, I am wanting to be really intentional about my time with my family, and my close friends, and kind of just saturating myself with them in this holiday season. I feel like I need it this year more than any other time. So that's really what the recap is going to be about. And I actually took notes, which is not the norm for me, but it'll be good because it'll keep me on track because y'all know that I can talk a mile a minute. So the first thing that I want to do when we're talking about recapping the year is just thank you. Thank you all so much. This year has been crazy for all of us, in good ways and in bad ways. But I think that we can all agree that it has caught us completely off guard. But one thing that has been such a blessing to me and to the team is to see how your support has never wavered, but in fact, it's increased. Like with the launch of PP Inc., with the sharing of our grants and our scholarships, like the way that you guys really tapped in and really helped us to honestly level up and to build a platform that builds others is huge and something that does not go unnoticed. To be able to give 2 business grants this year, to be able to announce the Faith Goal Scholarship winner tomorrow morning is huge. And it's because of you all, because you guys were donating, you all were giving. We had other sponsors. Hey, Toya. It is so important that you all know how much it means to me that you all partnered with us in a year that stripped us all. And I think that I can say that very comfortably. Like, there has been, like I said, some really, really great things, but it still caught us off guard. And to hear your stories and to get your messages and to see that you guys were donating and doing all these things and sharing, hey, best, and doing all those things and saying, we're still going to do this because we are going to believe in the vision that God has given is huge. And so, again, that's what I want to start off with is thank you. Thank you for your support of PPE. Thank you for your support of the grants, for your support of the scholarships, and for really helping me to see that community is built by intentionality, and it is you all tapping in and saying, I'm going to sit in this space, I'm going to build, I'm going to do what I can because I understand that it's for someone else. And so that is huge, 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 huge. So those are the things that I think is important. I think it's also important that you all, Haiti, also have kind of rocked with me when I've kind of had to change some things up. So with the let's say, so with the events, like having to change them and going all virtual with everything, even with girl chats, like all those things, and you guys constantly coming and sitting with me over on YouTube, which by the way, if you have not subscribed to my channel on YouTube, please go do that. Because I can tell you, if you haven't realized, I don't do many Facebook lives anymore, and it's because I'm over on YouTube. And so do me a favor, grab your phones and go to YouTube right now, and find me and subscribe, and then tell all your girls to subscribe too. I want to end the year with 100 of y'all. And that sounds like a really small number, but it's a really impactful number, because if there's 100 of you that are joining me on a consistent basis, then that means you're at least telling one other person. That's 200 people, then that's 300 people. And we're really beginning to have active discipleship, because we are now in the virtual era, whether we like it or not. And so just as you guys have been intentional about supporting the growth and the building of PP Inc., I want you to support the ways that we're now communicating with you, which is Girl Chat, which is on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed, look for me under Petra Pindar and go ahead and subscribe and share. Boom. So that takes care of that. I have some stuff written. I'm going to close my notes really quick because I feel like I need to talk about something else, which is so weird, but I'm going to do it. So, and actually before I do that, before I go off this way, I'm going to say this. If you are wanting to be a vendor for brunch in February, go ahead and email inquiries@petrapindar.com. The spots are filling fast. We only have 2 spots left. And if you have been contacted, go ahead and complete the form that has been sent to you. We cannot hold spots. So if you have started the process and you kind of got busy, let this be your reminder. Go ahead and finish up your application, your process, all that stuff, because we're not holding spots and they are filling fast. And every year they go fast, and every vendor sees a return on their investment. So trust me on that. And the same thing with brunch. If you have not gotten your ticket to brunch, get your ticket. It's payday. So get your ticket. It's $25. It's virtual. You don't even have to worry about traveling to come, but you want to be there. I'm telling you, what we're pouring into this is going to be so special. I cannot wait. I am believing God for something so special for you all. So get your tickets. Tell your girls to get their tickets. The first 100 girls get a gift from me, and boom, that's what it's going to be. You're going to make some really, really great friends, and you're going to get an incredible word from Pastor Christy Lyles from Dallas, Texas. When I tell you, this is a powerhouse. If you have not heard of her, go follow her on Instagram, Christy Lyles, and go ahead and get your heart and mind ready, because she's going to wreck the place. She is going to wreck the place. And if you are thinking that it is just going to be a Zoom call for brunch, then you don't know me well. I can promise you that is not what it's going to be. That is not what it's going to be. So if you are wondering what you should be doing, I'm telling you what you got to do. Go get your tickets for brunch. Go subscribe on YouTube to Petra Pindar, and then go ahead and tap into what we're about to dive in right now, because I was saying that I was going to do an end of the year recap. I have my notes written down about what I wanted to cover with y'all, all my thank yous and what all we've been doing, and how exciting all of those things are. But we're about to shift. Can we do that? Can we shift really quick? Because when we're going to talk about a year recap, I want to talk about preparation for the next season. If you saw my post yesterday, oh my God, my days are running together. Yes, my throwback post. It was about my book, Faith Goals, and about how I was praying over the book as I gave, as I was signing it. Every book that I mailed out, I prayed over before I sent it. I prayed over all the ones even on Amazon. Like I had this unctioning to cover each person that was going to buy the book, because I was believing God for a shift in every mindset of the readers from basic to supernatural. And what I feel really, really heavy in this space is that instead of us talking about the year and all the things that have happened, good or bad, that have happened this year, we need to start talking about next year. We need to start talking about the next season that's coming, because a lot of times we have gotten stuck in this place of worrying about what's happening around us right now, that we are unable to see what's on the horizon and what he's actually preparing us for. And I think it is really important that right now, today, we stop. And we begin to have this prayer, this intentional prayer of, God, open my eyes to what is coming. Begin to prepare me for the next season, that I can see it and that I can tap into it and I can be prepared for what you have for me, because I don't want to get bogged down by what I see here. I want to be connected to what I am not even sure of. And I say it that way because we have to get into this place of crazy faith. We have to get into this place where our faith is leveled up in ways that it becomes goals, that it becomes something that, wow, I need to continuously push to attain this, that I'm constantly seeking after what he's calling me to, even when I don't understand it, even when he's not telling me all of those steps in the process, and even when I'm not understanding who's falling away and why. We have got to let this year go. We keep talking about, oh my God, this year sucks, or I haven't completed everything that I wanted to do. Don't worry about it anymore. What we need to be worrying about is, are we ready for what's coming next? What are you doing to prepare yourself for what God is calling you to? What have you done and what will you do in these next 2 months that is going to put you in a position for receiving? What are you doing? Have you been actively tilling the soil, that is within your ownership? Or have you been worrying about somebody else's soil? Have you been putting in the work to really water the seedlings that are beginning to come up, even when there's still weeds in your field? What are you doing? What are we focusing on? It is really important that we use our now to prepare for our next. And it's hard. And it's one of those things that a lot of times we think, okay, that's easier said than done. And that's true. It is. It is. Oh, somebody said to pin my YouTube. Ha, cool, thanks. What are we doing, right? I've been doing a lot of stuff this year. A lot of things that I haven't been able to share. And some of it I may never share. Because it was for me and it was for my personal growth. But then there's going to be some things that I share in the next couple of months that I'm hopeful will help push you forward. But I have to get through them myself. And so I can tell you from a place of certainty, use your now to prepare for your next. Use your now. Don't worry about certain things. Don't worry about the things that you think that you've lost. Don't worry about the things that you think are coming against you. Don't worry about the things that don't seem as glamorous as you had hoped. Don't worry about the money that you didn't make this year. Don't worry about the friends that you lost this year. Don't worry about the calls that you never received, the connections that didn't work out. Don't worry about that. What is your now actually preparing you for? Because there has to be a sifting that occurs, right? Because a lot of times people want the really amazing looking harvest. They want the wheat. They want to be able to make their bread. But the word actually says that there's a sifting that actually has to happen. And so is this your sifting year? Is this your sifting season? And so using that season for what's to come, because it's what's left that matters. How have you been built up? How have you persevered? How have you leveled up? How have you begun to change your mindset? How have you begun to change your negative talk? Have you changed your negative talk? I know that there have been some things that I have been devastated about, right? And there's been some really amazing things. And I'm like, God, I don't know how you did it. I don't know why you did it, but you good. You good for it. And you know what he told me? He said, that's great. And I'm glad that you were able to see the bigger picture for right now. But I really want you to start shifting really quickly, because when 2021 hits, you don't have time. You don't have time. Because when I move, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to ask you, are you ready? You're either ready or you're not. And when I move, I'm not slowing down. And you have to get to that place. When he says that he's moving, are you in position to move with him? Are you in position, or are you still going to be worrying about what you lost in 2020? Are you going to be worrying about the people that you're not taking into 2021 with you? Are you going to be worrying about the job that just didn't pan out in 2020? Or are you going to say, God, if you're ready to move, my shoes are laced up and I'm in position to take the baton. I'm moving. Use your now to prepare you for your next. Use that. We get so caught up in things that just won't matter in the long term. They won't. There's never been a time that God has failed you. There's never been a time that he's deserted you. There's never been a time that he's left you with a deficit. There's never been a time that he has left you in mess. And there's never been a time that he has looked at you and said, you're not worth saving. There's never been a time. And so don't allow this year to cloud your judgment of the character of God. Don't. Because if you allow that to happen, then you will forget your own self. Because we're made in his image. And so if your judgment is clouded about his character, then your judgment about yourself is clouded. And don't allow that to happen. That is a strategy of the enemy, because he is wanting to get us off course. He's wanting us to focus on what's happening right now. He's wanting us to be like, 2020 is over. Let's just wrap it up. We'll wake up next year and we'll try again. You don't have time to try again. You don't have time. That's not let that go. That entire mantra, trash the year, we'll try again next year. Let that go. This is your preparation season. This is your sifting season. If you miss it and you throw it away, you throw away your harvest. You throw away your growth. You throw away your progress and your process. Be careful. Be careful. I make these posts about brunch and about connecting and about what I believe that God is going to do. And I don't do it because it's for me. I do it because he sits heavy in my heart and he's like, you need to tell them that when they come together and when they fellowship as one and when they begin to connect as disciples with other women and then begin to disseminate my words to others, then they are completing the Great Commission, which is what I have commanded them to do, which is to bring me glory. And therefore, they are adding to the kingdom. It's not about being cute. It's not about brunch. It's not about cute hashtags and cute clothes. It's not about any of that. It's about carrying out the Great Commission as he's called us to do and doing it in an impactful way. Are you ready for where he's sending you? Are you ready for the connections that he's placing before you? Are you using your now for your next? When you talk about recapping your year, what are you recapping? Are you going to recap all the highs? Or are you going to focus on the lows? Are you going to have a balance between the two? Or are you going to say, God, you tell me what I need to take from this season? Because there's going to be some highs that you're going to be like, oh, next year it's going to be lit because it's going to get even bigger and he's going to do this. And God is like, actually, did all of that. That's going to stay right where it's at. That was for this season. It worked for what I needed it to work. But I'm not going to take that with you. And that's hard because a lot of us are thinking, oh, the good things are going to go with us. We're not going to lose that. That has to be a part of what the next thing. And there are. Some of them will be. But let me remind you that God is always going to show you his hand. He's always going to show you that he will provide. He's always going to make provision for you. So yes, there's going to be good things every season for you because he has to constantly remind us, because we have a tendency to forget that he is the beginning and the end. He created and he takes away. So he constantly reminds us. But it doesn't mean that everything that's going on in this year is going to go with you, good or bad. So ask him, what is it that I need to take with me from this year and this season into my next? How can I use my now to prepare me for what you want me to be doing? How can you shift my focus back to you? And how can you remind me of what my calling and my purpose is without me getting stuck in the distractions of the world around me? Use your now for your next. Use your now for your next. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. It is imperative for you to begin to tap into something and to begin to shift your mind. Because I had a lot of things that I wanted to talk about tonight. And God was like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. And that's fine with me. In fact, I was on the phone with T and I was like, okay, I need this date and I need this and I need to know when this comes out. And I'm not talking about any of that because it's not important. It's not important. I'm believing God for a supernatural shift. I'm believing God for a supernatural harvest. I'm believing God for a supernatural progression of my relationship with Him. I don't have to give y'all dates for that. I don't have to tell y'all about how many grants we're dropping. I don't have to tell you about how many scholarships we're going to be giving out. I don't have to tell you about the new jewelry line. I don't have to tell you about summits. I don't have to tell you about all these things. What I have to tell you is that God is calling you to something and that you need to be prepared for it. What I have to tell you is that you need to join me in the space where I'm creating community for active discipleship through friendship, YouTube. What I have to share with you is that your now is going to be an amazing predecessor to your next if you'll allow it to be. There's something about the intentionality of God that I love and that also terrifies me. Because some of the things that I would have counted out, He's using for my good. Some of the things that I've lost, He's using it for my good. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. If you guys could share this feed with someone and tell them, use your now for your next. Do that for me. Just share it. Just share this with somebody. Share it. You can share the feed if you want to, share the stream, whatever you want to call it. You can tell them verbally. I don't care. But tell somebody. Because there's somebody on your heart, even now as we're talking. Use your now for your next. Leveling up requires that there be some type of foundation. So you have to step up onto something. That's this season right here. Are you ready? Are you going to do that? Will you tap in? Will you commit to the process that you don't understand, but the God that you serve? Will you do that? I'm so excited about what I believe that God is going to do. If I could tell y'all everything that's in my head and in my mind and what I hear from Him, yeah. Just trust me on it. This is your sifting season, but a sifting season comes before the harvest, and it comes before what you can actually use for sustenance. You're not dying. You're not in famine. You've not been forgotten. You are being sifted because He has to get rid of the things that no longer matter and have no purpose. Use this moment, use this season to prepare for as He is shifting you into this season of purpose, of growth, and of your ultimate sustenance. Yeah. I think that's what I want to say tonight. Yeah. Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. Y'all came and hung out with me. How long have I been on? Have I been talking too much? You know what? It's Friday night. My kids are not here. I'm about to go have a date with my husband. But this was worth it. This moment with you all was so worth it. Thank you all so much for spending some time with me tonight. I hope that I did what God called me to do. I hope that it touched you in some way. And I hope that you take it seriously. I hope that you take this seriously for the next 2 months. Get it right. Get it right. If you're going to level up, you have to step up onto something. And that means that's your now. Use your now as your foundation to propel forward and to propel upwards. You have everything that you need. You just have to tap into it. Sorry, I thought my husband was texting me. I think I covered everything. So follow me on YouTube, find me under Petra Pendar, press the subscribe button. I want to get to 100 by the end of the year because I'm believing God to connect us to even more through that. Make sure that you have your brunch tickets. They are sold at petrapendar.eventbrite.com. They're $25. It's a virtual event this year. So if you couldn't come because you were further away, don't worry about it. We got girls coming from Maryland. We got girls coming from California. You are about to link up with women that you would not have had access to prior to this year. And that is another blessing of God, right? You asked him to open doors and to connect you with people that you couldn't orchestrate. He's about to do that for you. He's about to do that for you. So make sure that you have your ticket. If you want to be a vendor, make sure that you're emailing inquiries at petrapendar.com and filling out the application and getting the steps done that need to be done because we cannot hold spots and they always fill up. And then the last thing that I want to do tonight is pray. I got 1 minute. I told myself I was going to be on for 30 minutes max. 30 minutes max. I thought I was only going to be on for 15. Let's pray really quick. Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you right now for peace, for covering, for bringing us together. God, I'm thankful to be in your presence. I'm thankful for another opportunity to lean into and to tap into you. God, thank you for every listener tonight. Thank you for every moment that you've given us together. Thank you for all of the eyes that are being opened, the hearts that are hearing who you are and what you need for them to hear. God, right now I ask that you replace the fear with faith. Replace the fear with faith. That they are able to jump when you say jump, that they move when you say move, that they see your hands in all things, and that they realize that you are a good Father, and therefore you never leave us in deficit. You always leave us with provision. God, as we begin to trapeze into these last 2 months, God, make it clear what our direction should be so that we are using our now for our next. This is our sifting season, but that also means that our harvest and our sustenance comes next. And so, God, find us worthy for that. Find us worthy for that. Bless every household that's represented here. In Jesus' name, amen. I love you all so much. I'm so thankful to have spent some time with you. I look forward to seeing you. Oh, I do know. Girl Chat next Saturday. That's the 7th at 8:30 on YouTube. So make sure that you are tuned in. We are going to have so much fun on Girl Chat on YouTube next Saturday, 8:30. I think it's 8:30. If it's not 8:30, don't worry. As long as you've done what we asked and you subscribed, you'll get the notification. So make sure that you do it. We're replacing all the fear with faith, y'all. All the fear with faith. Let's move. Y'all ready? I love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.